All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off Ball Banter. I'm your host today, Cruz Alaman. We got some guests here in the house today. I'm just going to let them go around the room and introduce themselves real quick.
I'm Colin Howard, General Manager of Kalamazoo FC.
And I'm Caleb Bowers, Digital Director of Kalamazoo FC.
Sweet, guys. We're glad you could be here with us today. Well, I'm going to give a shout-out to our man, Elliot Miller. Is it Miller?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He just got back from England, so we're just taking some precautionary measures, social distancing. He's going to stay out for 2 weeks, so he'll be back on the next episode.
Yeah. TBT, man, we miss you or whatever the hell they say nowadays.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so, well, we got some guests in the house, and, well, what should we start out today with talking about, boys?
I don't know. You run the show, dude.
We're running the show. See, this is why I'm going to say right now, you can't see it on the video, but I'm, like, really nervous to call myself the host. I'm usually co-host right now, so you'll have to forgive me. But I know that we got another guest coming up in a little bit, but I think while we have you guys here, let's talk about, because you guys said your roles with the team, but, you know, we had Dave here last time, and I think everyone's always interested in what kind of goes behind the scenes with the club, you know what I'm saying? So talk to me about each of your roles and what maybe a typical day looks like for you guys here at the club in your roles.
Well, for myself, there isn't really much of what you would call a typical day,
Okay.
I guess. Game days, those are a little more structured. So I kind of run the game days. We got it down pretty well. Dave has a good group of guys, and so it's pretty easy to do that now.
Okay.
It's just some labor setting up and all that.
Okay.
So what I do otherwise is I bring in the beneficiaries. Caleb and I both kind of tag team that. We're in contact with them. And then a big part of my job is working with the players and the coaches, communicating with the league. So right now I'm in the process of registering players and gaining their international clearance. Some other roles that I have are community outreach, connecting with the local youth clubs in the area. So during the game days, we have a youth club of that day. So, for example, we had Midwest United come one day. We had Portage Lightning come one day, Red Arrow. And all those kids got to get in for free. Some of them wanted to ball boy. They got to walk out with the players. So
cool.
Game days, it's part of my role as well as wrangling up all the little kids.
Yeah, I've seen you out there. I think there was one game where you guys had those like fun inflatable things, and I was like, oh man.
Yep.
Good luck to Colin out there trying to wrangle up all those kids smashing each other with those things.
You're talking about the around like your body. What are those things called?
I don't know what they're called, but
well, you play soccer with them.
Yeah.
Those things are so
Oh,
cool.
the giant
I'm
balls.
a big kid at
Yep.
heart, so I'm always
Those
like,
things are
how do
sweet.
I get one of those?
Giant hamster balls.
Yeah, those were absolutely
Giant
great
soccer
time, dude.
hamster balls.
Yep. So
All right. Cool.
Yep.
All
I'll
right.
let Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb, you go
Um,
next.
Yeah, so mine's more like in the, I guess preseason. Mine's more of like a structured role.
Okay.
I on a day-to-day basis, I do a lot of things. I do graphics. I do some of the videos. I do the analytics reading. I mean, really, the list continues to go. I help Colin on any projects that he needs help with. I obviously reach out to a lot of the players, talk to the coaching staff. We obviously meet. We both meet with Dave, and the rest of our staff. You know, for essentially every week.
Okay.
So for right now, with the whole social distancing,
Yeah,
thing,
it's kind of hard.
It's been kind of weird, man. It's been throwing things off. But yeah, I do a lot of work. I'm also the liaison for the NPSL for our conference. So I am in charge of the 7 teams in our conference, and I report to the league for them.
Wow.
So that has added a huge amount of work onto just really everyone's plate too, because Colin's helped me with the scheduling. So we did a lot of scheduling for our conference. So, you know, I mean, our jobs are super busy, but it's fun, man. It's definitely the most fun job I've ever had. Cha-ching, baby. That's all the money you're about to be saving if you stop in at our partners, Denoyer Chevrolet on Stadium Drive.
Definitely a big challenge, though. Not something that, I mean, Caleb has more of a background, but myself, this role, I was not prepared at all for what I was getting into.
You kind of had to learn as you go, sort of a thing.
Yeah, there's definitely a big learning curve, but I believe it was worth it. Like Dave said in the last podcast, and he says all the time that you need to challenge yourself, and this was definitely something that I didn't ever thought that I would get into, and here I am, and I've enjoyed it a lot. And last year, Caleb and I trained with the team, and they were talking about how we had many injuries through the season, so both of us ended up getting some playtime by the end of the year.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Which was it was fun.
Okay.
Especially on home game days, getting there early to set up, and then putting on the uniform and actually playing.
That's cool.
It's kind of
yeah, that's kind of like the perfect question I
dynamic.
wanted to ask you guys is because, I mean, you know, we all played together in high school. We're all from this area. So what does it mean to you guys, you know, to be now a part of, you know, the club, sometimes playing, you know, if needed, or, you know, in your roles now? Like, what does that mean to you guys being local and whatnot?
I think being a part of the club, I think before I say that, part of being the club that Dave owns, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously Dave has been our great friend for us for a long time. So
For sure.
being a part of a club with a family that I've already been very close to, we've all been very close to, has been amazing. Like, and then being a part of a club that you're that close to personally, and then adding the fact that it's from your city, is it's sweet, man. Like, I mean, we've seen it. Like I was saying, we practice with the team, we work for the team. The team, you know, reports to us. So it's been very interesting seeing like the dynamic on all aspects. It's kind of unique, actually. I don't think a lot of people really have the ability to, or the chance, I think is maybe the way to say it, the chance to have that experience in that light. So that's been pretty cool.
Yeah. What about you, Colin? You got anything more to add?
I enjoyed being able to represent Kalamazoo, putting on the uniform. Honestly, I didn't start any of the games, so I'd be on the bench warming up on the sideline and seeing a bunch of people that I play competitive, not at the same level, but, you know, at Soccer Zone or in La Liga.
That you recognize, yeah.
Yeah, and, like, we're friends with, and it's just cool to be able to represent our city for them, I guess, and give them a good experience of the soccer that we can promote for them.
Yeah, I would definitely say that too. Like being able to go to the games and seeing the people that not only, you know, we played with or not, but that are, you know, from the surrounding community coming to support one club and get behind it. That's really cool. So that's really awesome, guys. I appreciate it. Do we want to go ahead and go on with our next guest and call him in? Is it a good time, or do you want to keep going?
Well, he's going to call in us. He's going to call
Oh, is he going to call? Okay.
We can preface the situation, though. So
Sure, yeah.
You want to start?
Sure. Our next guest who is going to call in is actually a buddy of ours who you might recognize the name.
KZFC alumni.
KZFC alumni.
Western Michigan alumni.
Western
as well.
Michigan. Gosh, what other?
Portage
Northern. We're throwing out all the shout outs right now. But
Plug-in Nation.
Yeah, there you go. Plug-in. A friend of ours, though, who he's got a lot of soccer success since leaving the area. But Mr. Brandon Bai, he's going to be giving us a call. We're going to be asking him some questions kind of about what's been going on with him since starting his career in the MLS and whatnot. So we're looking forward to that a lot. I actually haven't seen Brandon in I feel like a lot of years, so it'll be cool to, I guess, catch up virtually through I don't even know what you call it, but
over a phone call.
Yeah. All right, we got the man live. Brandon, can you hear us?
A good player here. Lumber's onside. A shot to the far post. It's tucked home. Brandon Bai, 2-1 Reds. And the Reds score. Brandon Bai at the near post. Brandon Bai to the near post. And it's in. Half-time bill with the front ball into both of the goal. Flies ball in and drops now, and it's two.
Yep, I can hear you.
oh my gosh,
What's
this
up, man?
is
How you doing?
crazy.
What's up? What's up doing? Just gonna stay sane in this time, you know.
Yeah, I feel that. Has it so this is my first question before anything. Has it been weird not going to trainings, and I mean, it's obviously a day-to-day operation for you. Has it just been kind of throwing you off?
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely different not being able to be in your routine and wake up every morning, get to training, and go about your day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now it's interesting because I'm finding new ways to work out, stay active, and then do other things.
Mm-hmm. So we've got Colin, myself, and then Cruz. Cruz is the big host of the day.
What's up, B-Bye?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you? I was telling you this is so weird. I haven't seen you in a while, so I feel like we had to get to catch up virtually for a second. But hey, man,
Right.
I'm glad you're staying safe out there and still able to do some stuff to keep yourself in shape or whatnot. But I think I got a couple of questions lined up, and Caleb and Colin, feel free to jump in at any point. But I've been always really curious because I was telling these guys, I did some research on you because, I know we were calling you and all that, but I thought it was crazy just reading about your journey to get where you're at now. But I want to hear it in your own words. What was it like moving maybe from just your college, in your college career to potentially pursuing your MLS career?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, to think that 3-4 years ago, whatever, I was sitting, at Western and trying to figure out what I was going to do, whether it was in business school or internships or stuff like that, to now sitting here where I'm at, being able to be a part of the New England Revolution and play soccer for a living. It's a crazy feeling, but I think I took it in steps. I wasn't, sitting there, however many years ago, saying, oh, I'm gonna be a pro player and I'm gonna be, doing this and that. I think I took it in steps and saying, be first team all conference, and then I'll be leading score on the team, and then taking it step by step and day by day and trying to set little goals, and then all of a sudden, things falling into place and lucky or fate or what it may be, everything came to what it is.
Yeah, right on. Well, hey, I'm curious too. You said that you, when I was looking up, and I was talking to these guys, that you were drafted, was it 8th overall in the year that you ultimately did that surprise you about how high you were, or just in general where you came in at that draft?
A little bit. I think in some projections I was, late first round, early second round. Some different projections had me, a lot of different places. But yeah, I think the combine was really a big thing for me, and getting to the combine, I think 60 or 70 guys got invited, and then being able to perform for what was it, 4 or 5 days in front of every club in MLS, coaching staff and GMs and whatnot. I think that really paid dividends in just me being able to show from a smaller college, what I was all about.
I think I'm gonna put my little 2 cents on this.
Please.
Is I think from us knowing you obviously personally, I think your personality as an individual too, and just how outgoing you are, and really just how it's very obvious that your work ethic is insane. I think that it spoke volumes too to all the coaches that saw you. So I think too, you being the competitor that you're at, and obviously getting to the level that you've reached, I think you going 8th, as soon as you go, even if there's a bit of surprise, it's all right, I'm here, and how do we progress from that? So I think that was sweet. I'll never forget, I was watching the draft actually. I don't know if I've told you the story. I was watching the draft. I was in Chicago on vacation, and I was not leaving the Airbnb until I saw you go. And then I turned it on. I turned it on literally on the 7th pick, dude. And you went the next one, and I was literally running around the house. I was like, "This is dope!" I was like, "Look at him go!" I was like, first of all, this is perfect timing. That I just turned this on. It's amazing. But I was so stoked, man. That was sweet. So that was an awesome experience, and obviously, we're just, to see you go and to fulfill your dreams and chase the sport that you've obviously loved and we've watched you play is super cool, man. We can only support you 100%. You know that, so.
Appreciate that. I love all the support. Everybody, I played with before is giving me and gives me, it's awesome to see those relationships continue, after that.
Hold up. You might have to maybe try to speak a little closer to your phone. You're breaking up a little bit.
Sorry, B-Boy. Yeah, we're
Sorry
having
about
trouble
that.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
pop the AirPods up. See if that helps a little bit
Yeah, that helps. a
Yeah,
little
there
bit.
you go. Yeah, there you go.
better.
Yeah, it's much better, man. Thank you.
Cool.
Cruz, take it away, dude.
Sure. I'm going to transition off of that now, too. I really want to hear about your first MLS game. It doesn't have to be where you got like your first start or whatnot, but just in general, like tell us about the first time where you walked onto the pitch, in the MLS.
Yeah, so I actually have like my debut and our home opener was a crazy little week and a half of preparation. So we're preparing to go to Philly, 2018 beginning of the season, and I'm the 18, so I'm in at least gonna be on the bench. And we all of a sudden we get out there and we get a red card, and one of our center backs gets red card the first time of the game. And we have no defenders, or we have two defenders in the bench. We have a center back and we have me.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we're like probably 50th minute or so. One of the coaches is like, "Hey, Brandon, go warm up. You're gonna get in here because we're playing down there. We're gonna try to keep the tie or try to get back in the game."
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I'm warming up, and I get subbed in on like the 55th or 60th minute, something like that. Play like right back for the rest of the game. And then all of a sudden, going into our home opener against Colorado Rapids, the next game, we're going through practice all week, and I'm going through as a starting right back.
Wow.
So I start the home opener. In the second game of the season, my rookie year. We have a hard fought game against Colorado. We beat them 2-1 at home. Scored free kick in like the 90th minute. Chris Tierney, lefty, scores over Tim Howard. And we beat him at our place for our home opener and my first ever MLS start. So it's pretty crazy going in from 2 months before beating Kalamazoo to after the fact that all of a sudden we just beat Tim Howard at our home field, and we're celebrating, obviously.
That is crazy. Yeah, that is nuts. What to you was like the biggest thing that struck you when you walked out there? Was it like the energy, the nerves? Like, what were you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a different feeling. Stepping into stadiums. Being in Western is a solid home stadium, but nothing like Gillette Stadium or Philadelphia, or being at Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta with 70,000 people, or crazy experiences. Going to LA, playing at Bank of America, or Bank of California Stadium in front of however many LAFC had, and going to all these different stadiums and just experiencing the fans, the passion, the energy in the stadiums is unbelievable.
Yeah, dang, shout out to you, man. I'm sitting here, my palms are sweating just thinking about like you jumping out on the pitch. So that tells me right there, heck, I'm glad I'm not in the MLS, you know what I'm saying? But wow, that's crazy. 75,000, dang. Is that what
That's
it's
sweet, man. Yeah, 70,000. That's actually is that the largest crowd that you played in front of? Was it 70,000?
Yeah, I think our first round of playoffs this past year, we played Atlanta in Atlanta, and there's high 60s or close to 70,000.
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah,
man.
it's definitely the biggest crowd I've ever played in front of. Nothing like kind of the FC or anything like that.
Yeah,
But pretty crazy stuff.
So like you're sitting on the pitch. There's 70,000 people around you. Can you hear anything?
At points, no. You can't hear things. But like I guess from field level, it everything's kind of in a weird calm because it's loud, but it's not. And once you're going through everything you're playing, obviously you're not thinking about the crowd or whatever, but if someone goes down with injury or something like that, or there's just a stoppage in play, you kind of look up and you realize that, wow, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people around, and it's pretty crazy. But no, I mean, I think in the moment, you try not to think about those things and just focus on what you're doing at the time.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool. Well, I know I heard you too mention you played against Tim Howard out there. So one of the things I want to ask you is has there been any other players that you've played against that you've really looked up to, kind of like either growing up or that you said, dang, like that was the best player I ever played against? And I mean, I guess what made them for you have them be a hard player to play against? Geez, long-winded here.
Yeah. There's been quite a few players that I've played against over the couple years. Whether it be Ibrahimovic, Carlos Vela, Rooney, David Villa, Nani. Trying to keep thinking. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of players.
That's a pretty impressive list there. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah. I mean, or we could go like Hazard and David Luiz and those guys from Chelsea when we played that game.
Wow.
For that charity event, that was pretty crazy as well. But no, I mean, it's been an experience for sure. And those are guys that when I was 10, 12, 15 playing FIFA, picking those guys to play with, playing against those, with those teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a weird experience. But at the end of the day, you gotta step on the field and do your job. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there's probably nobody better at doing that than you. I remember you even from my high school days, man. So
let me ask you this, Brandon. Let me see how I'm gonna word this real quick.
Just say, don't be long-winded like Cruz.
I know, right? Okay, so former player with Kalamazoo FC, obviously. A couple other MPSL clubs sprinkled in there as well. But for us specifically, what did it mean for you to play for your hometown club?
Yeah, it meant a lot. I remember when I ended up working out that I was gonna be on the KZFC team, and I think it was the summer and me and Jay McIntosh getting to play. Another hometown guy getting able to play in front of Kalamazoo people. Home, it was a great experience. I enjoyed every second of it. Just knowing that I used to go to those Kingdom games when I was younger, and seeing that and being able to be on the field and have kids in the community, I guess, if they're there, looking at the players and to see that there's soccer, there's big soccer going on in the community. I think it's a big time thing, and I was just happy I was able to play, stay sharp, and playing in the summer and having that opportunity to play, because a couple of years before, I think that was the inaugural season, and a couple of years before that wouldn't have been a possibility.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. Cruz, do you want to ask this next one?
Yeah, sure. So I know we're talking about your time here, so I kind of wanted to get from your perspective, if you were to chat with some of the guys at whether it's KZFC or just guys in the MPSL in general, what would you say to them, like your recommendations if they're trying to look to move on up in their soccer career? What would you recommend to them?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I would just time to work. Nothing comes easy, and the fact that nothing's for sure. So just the work that I think I've somewhat had, and trying to just build every day, and get better at something. Get better at this, get stronger, get faster, get better with the left, with things that I think work slowly and build to something, and then just enjoy it. I think whenever you're able to step out on the field, whether it's an indoor game on a Tuesday night, or it's practice every day for me or something like that, I think it's just about enjoying the game and enjoying the fact that you can tie up the cleats, the laces, and get out there and play. I think that's one of the biggest things for me.
Cool. I like that perspective of enjoying it, but also working your butt off for it too. That's a good perspective to have.
That's huge, man.
Right on. What else do we want to ask you? Let's see here. You were kind of talking about your own work ethic, but like, what motivates you every day to keep on kind of just being the best soccer player? I know you talked about enjoying yourself, but I mean, you've kind of already made it there, so, you know, in the MLS. Like, what keeps you going most days?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, yeah, it's setting goals and accomplishing goals. You know, so plenty of goals that I want to accomplish, and definitely don't think I've made it, so to speak. You know, maybe somebody else thinks or might see it as that, but there's definitely, you know, things I want to accomplish, and things that, little chips on my shoulder that, you know, keep pushing me every day, and wanting to get better, and, you know, seeing a play or you know, knowing a play that I didn't make in a game, you know, maybe last year or the year before, that, you know, I want to make, or, you know, different opportunities that come. You know, just being better. I think that's something that, you know, anybody can take.
Yeah.
In life, really, and I think that's what pushes me.
Goal driven. I like it. Right on.
What you got, Big Cat?
Yeah, so it sounds like you've really enjoyed your time in the MLS and with the New England Revolution. Do you have any aspirations of possibly playing outside of the MLS one day?
I was thinking
yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Yeah, I think it's always something that you know, comes to mind. But, you know, I think, you know, I just signed a new contract with New England Revolution, and I really like where I'm at right now. In a good club with a good organization. I think anything's possible, but you know, I try to think about tomorrow and not think about, you know, down the road too far. But no, I mean, especially you know, been a thought. But no, I mean, I'm happy where I am for sure.
Awesome, man. All right, I've got one final question for you, Brandon, before we let you go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Who is your favorite teammate to be around in the locker room, and why?
Oof, favorite teammate to be around in the locker room? Let me go here.
Let's hope none of them
I'm
are
gonna say
listening.
DeJuan Jones, fellow Michigan guy. I think we all played against. He went to East Lansing High School. No, he's a good guy, and he's always dancing and smiling. Always good attitude. You know, he's always just smiling and having a good time. We always, you know, get them after practice, workouts, and what it may be. So I think for sure DeJuan. There's plenty of guys in the locker room, but he's a good guy for sure.
Yeah, I see you guys tagging each other in the stay-at-home challenge, you know.
Yes,
with that Euro step savagery. But thanks, man. Thank you for calling in. I know that everyone's going to be super stoked to hear from you. You know, we wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully the MLS season doesn't get postponed anymore, because we're trying to watch some matches. And, you know, we want to continue watching you progress and just getting better at your craft, man. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. It was good to catch up, my friend.
Appreciate you guys having me on, and stay in touch for sure.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
All right.
Wow.
What a guy, dude.
Dang, that just put a whole different perspective into just hearing his journey. When it's just crazy to me. Wow. Yeah, I hope they ultimately, you know, pursue the season. I actually haven't seen him play yet. You know, I haven't. As terrible as it sounds, I don't have any of the soccer streaming channels right now. I got that basic cable, guys. So,
hey, you just slide over to the crib, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So we actually just got a little message. Oh boy, Elliot's trying to call in.
Oh.
So if we can get him on the horn kind of quick here, then we'll add it up. But I know that one thing that we wanted to discuss today too was more of a league specific topic. Oh, and that's loud. Mr. Elliot, you're alive. How's it going?
Elliot.
Hello.
He's alive.
Elliot, I desperately miss you. I'm doing a terrible job.
No, he's not. Cruz is doing just fine. We had a great interview with Brandon. I know you're excited to hear it. So, yeah, man. But now you got to top him, though.
Set me up for failure following up.
So we're just now getting ready to move into the topic of the upcoming NPSL season. So I know that you and Cruz both had some questions about it, because obviously Colin and I, you know, we work on the back end a lot. So, you know, shoot away. We're all ears right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And comments.
Cruz, you want to lead? You want to start? You want me to start?
I'm gonna let you start because I feel like it's only right.
Excellent. So I know with kind of everything going on with the global health pandemic, that there hasn't been an official announcement from the NPSL, and so I was wondering if you, Caleb, and Colin, you might have some insight on this as to what the status is or what the communication to the clubs has been, just so that the supporters can kind of give any idea of what's been going on in the background.
Yeah, so me being in the NPSL liaison, like we mentioned before, I've been in contact with all the clubs, whether it's been through text, phone call, or email. As of right now, outside of the league, more of an individual aspect, some teams are feeling some social responsibility to, fortunately, maybe like at this point, maybe just call the season, because we obviously, we only operate really in like a 2.5 month season anyway, so it makes timing difficult if we have to reschedule. But I definitely agree that there is some social responsibility for us as, organizations that bring in groups of people to essentially remove the threat of spreading the issue and the virus. So there's definitely some teams that are feeling that pressure right now, and I think that I think it's 100% justified. I think that that's the reason that we have the NBA closing, the MLS closing. And in terms of the league, we have some meetings coming up pretty soon where we're going to either get some decisions, or we're going to decide on a decision date. So as of right now, we're still operating at our normal start time of early May. I know that USL 2 has pushed back, though, and they're not operating until May 10th now. So, it really is in the air right now. We've had a lot of people ask us these questions, and it's hard to answer. I mean, we don't know. I mean, it's the same with every business too. I mean, they don't know when it's going to end. They don't know when they're going to open. So it's really been quite the difficult task to deal with it. But Colin, what's your perspective on it?
Yeah, I think the issue we're going to have with the season coming up is having fans there, because other leagues around the world can come back and play behind closed doors. But for us as a club, me personally, I don't see value in us playing games if we don't have fans there, because the whole purpose of the club is to engage our community, to bring in our beneficiaries and our food vendors and all the different people from Kalamazoo area and make it a community event, right? And if it's just the players playing, that it's great for them and for our team, but not necessarily for the city of Kalamazoo.
And I was wondering if you could speak on a little bit, because the NPSL is a little bit unique in the terms that we have some of our West Coast, teams that kick off their season a lot earlier than, Kalamazoo does here in the Midwest. And so I was wondering if you could speak kind of on if there's been any talk within the NPSL of how that's going to shape kind of the outlook of the potential season.
Well, they started playing games, and the season was...
They played in January, wow.
I think it was March. Yeah, very beginning of March. They got a few games in, and then it was suspended up until April 4th.
Yeah,
is the current timeline. And like Caleb said, there's some conversations coming up here in the coming week about whether the season will be pushed back or not, or if it will even happen. It kind of seems like they are following the bigger leagues around the world in terms of the timelines and decisions. So it's really hard to say right now. And obviously the situation that the United States are in is behind Europe and Asia in terms of the sickness that people are getting. As far as I know, I think there was just a confirmed case at Bronson Hospital last night, which is the first one in Kalamazoo, meaning that we're kind of behind the ball for...
At least behind the curve.
Like the incidents and new cases, yeah.
So hopefully people in the area were taking it seriously and doing the social distancing and quarantine themselves so that we can flatten that curve and get back to playing quicker.
I think for me, I want to say this first. I think the NPSL, the way that they're handling this is perfect. I think that they have just allowed enough information out to where they're showing the fact that they are actually monitoring the situation, that they are really trying to find the best route for both teams and spectators, which I think is an amazing, or we'll say this, a very hard balance to get. But the other side of it is that, it's like Colin was saying, they're following the bigger leagues, but it's a lot of small teams in the NPSL too. So I think some of the owners are to a point where they maybe want a decision, and that's what we're going to have our conversations about, so that everyone's on the same transparent level. So we'll see. I mean, it really is. It's up in the air right now. I mean, it depends on the region that your team's in too. Right now, Kalamazoo, for example, like Colin just said, we have one case. I mean, for us, the season looked pretty normal. I mean, it didn't look like anything crazy. Obviously, we still had to, alleviate the big crowds and whatnot. But I think there's just too much in the air to say anything right now. Maybe next episode we'll key you guys back in with some more information. But yeah, for right now, that's all we can say on the matter.
Well, if that's all we can really speak on, I think it's just good to wait and ultimately get a decision from the NPSL to see where the league goes. I really hope it comes out well. 'Cause like I said, if it's I think it would be really disheartening, at least if it's it's a 2.5 month season, to really not have it. I think people look forward, at least I do. I know to coming out to the game to support and as a community the team. So
we love it too.
Yeah. I mean, this is you guys prepare. I mean, these guys are preparing for it. Well beyond, I feel fortunate just to show up and talk to you guys, through the podcast. But these guys put in so much more effort. Caleb, Elliott, Colin, and many others not included.
It's a 2.5 month season with, 9 months out of the season that we're working.
Planning,
you really get like half a month to a month max of kind of time where we get to, that's when we do our vacations.
And getting the players and whatnot to come to the area too.
It's difficult. We have international players, like Colin was saying. We have one guy that his school's offering to buy him a plane ticket back to Columbia because they're not going to school now because they're in virtual.
Yeah.
But then for us, that adds our cost up because then we're going to provide him the flight back.
For sure.
It's way more expensive to fly from Columbia than it is from NIU. So, it's been an interesting situation to try to build off of. It's pushed us as an organization to find more creative routes. In the potential that there isn't a season, so we have to find the way to be here for the longevity of the rest of the years to come. So it's been a good test. We like it.
Yep. And at the end of the day, like, we obviously want to play.
Yeah.
But we don't want to hurt the community by making more people contract the coronavirus. Yeah. So we're here to benefit Kalamazoo.
100%. Yeah. We support our cities, as much as they support us. So it's a reciprocal feeling.
Yeah. What's the motto?
Our town, our team.
Our town.
Yeah.
Shoot. Get selfish over here.
No.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But our good friends over at Denoyer sure don't. Stop in there today on Stadium Drive to see if they can get you a new 2020 Chevy Blazer. You're good, though. You're good because we just wanted to make it as inclusive as possible. So it is our town. It's our team. So we just wanted everyone to feel the love, and that's just the reason for the little shift there. But nothing crazy. It's still this little bit set. Still the same base behind it. Yeah. So, you guys got any questions?
No, I think we'll just keep it updated as you guys updated out there as far as the league goes, and with future episodes coming, and get to know more of the operations around here, and we're looking forward to it regardless of the situation. So thanks for joining in today. And I appreciate all of our guests, Colin, Caleb, coming out again, and Brandon, bye whenever you listen to this. It was good to catch up with you, my man.
Yeah, man, much love.
Glad we could call Elliott in, too. We're missing you out here, man. We're just spreading good energy and throughout the whole really world right now. So all you guys out there, stay safe, stay well.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, sanitizer up, but please leave some toilet paper in the store. No, I'm just playing. Anyhow.
Checking on those around you.
Yes.
Just be mindful that, we're all in this together and we can all get out of this together. So We got love from you from Kalamazoo FC. I know Colin and I do. Cruz is also.
Special guest appearance. Mike now. But, duty calls, and you got to make do with what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well
this is
said,
true.
my friend.
So,
All
I'll
right.
make it though.
Ale
Sir.
Kezu. See you, Elliot.
See ya, Elliot.
Adios.
Looking to have your company shouted out on Off Ball Banter? Email banter@kalamazooFC.com for more info.